Here we have every size of the Tudor Black Bay, starting with the Black Bay 54, the Black Bay 58, the Black Bay 41, and the newest Black Bay 68. Each of these with 200 meters of water resistance, each of these with domed dials, satisfying loom, no date layouts, snowflake hour hands, and the best bezel action at its price. And fortunately, all of these are very comparable with either the black dial or the blue dial, and every one on the oyster style bracelet. So I hope that this side-by-side comparison of every steel Black Bay size, at least when it comes to the traditional diver, is helpful for those of you looking into Tudor. Thanks to Exquisite Timepieces for making this video possible. Exquisite is a Tudor AD. They're family owned. They're in Naples, Florida. They carry a huge selection of Tudor in addition to about 60 other brands. So if you're shopping for a new watch, if you're looking for a place to trade in a watch on a new piece, definitely check out Exquisite. A link is below. Now, I'll talk about each one of these references throughout this overview, and I'll place the specs, the sizing, the pricing on the screen. But if you have a specific question, or I don't cover something that you hope that I would talk about, please ask a question in the comment section, or you're welcome to send me an email. Now let's start with the 54. This one is easily the most like the Rolex reference 6204 from 1954, hence the name the Black Bay 54. This is the original Submariner, same color scheme, same bezel layout, and notice how the font is actually patterned after that 6204 and looks a little bit different from the other larger Black Bay 58, 41, and 68 font selections. I like that little detail, that little variance from the rest of the lineup, but there are a few other notable design differences between this 51 and that 6204. This is a no holes case. This has a snowflake hand as opposed to the pencil hand of the original, but this is wonderfully thin. And the small crown, the faux rivet style bracelet, this really makes you think of the 1950s. So I honestly didn't think I would like it that much, just given the smaller size and me being a bigger guy. I love larger watches, but there's no doubt this 54 is charming. And it's also the most affordable watch of the four at $4,375 full retail. I think the 54 is best suited to those who enjoy smaller watches, thinner sport watches, or those that just love the look of the original 6204 and they want a proper homage, not done by another company, but essentially done by the same charitable trust just 70-ish years later after the fact. So I think this one's a very sharp piece. It's a COSC certified watch. And let's move on to the next one. This is the Black Bay 58. Now, this is the only Black Bay here with classic coin edging for the bezel grip, for the crown texture. And so in that regard, this is like the Etta Black Bays that really helped revitalize this brand here in the United States. The Etta Black Bay, it's a future classic in my opinion. And so this retains the look with that texture. And I think there's something to that. It's more Tudor-esque than it is Rolex-esque. And you might find that a good thing like I do. But sadly, this is the only one here without the excellent T-fit clasp. All of the other Black Bays in front of the camera today, they have the T-fit, but this one is a basic milled clasp. It's still very good. It has ceramic ball bearing detent, but it is missing that excellent sliding quick adjustment feature that the others have. And that's an important thing to mention. This one is priced $125 more than the smaller Black Bay 54. And I think this one is best suited to those fans of modern Tudor, ones who like the distinct charm of what I would call 2010s Tudor, before the brand kind of drifted a little closer to Rolex design cues with some of the various elements of the watches. Now, the one next to the 58 is the Black Bay 41. Tudor actually just calls this the Black Bay. This would be the bread and butter size, the most popular size. Tudor claims it's 41 millimeters, but like Rolex, the actual nominal dimension of the watch is smaller. And that's the thing with all of these watches. They're either just a little bit larger or a little bit smaller than the name on the website. So this one's actually 40.6 millimeters in diameter. And I think it's the best proportioned watch here. Just looking at the size of the dial compared to the size of the hour markers, the way the text fills the blank spaces of the dial, this looks so good. And this is the first watch here mentioned that is Meta certified as opposed to COSC certified like the prior 58 and 54R. So I love the fact that this is a master chronometer. I definitely think it's a more intense, more impressive certification, and I'm glad it's here. You also have less lines of text below the hand stack, which I'm always a fan of less text on a dial. Another important point about the 41, this version is surprisingly the only basic black bay with a black dial, black bezel, and white tone lume, white tone text and indexes. No gilt, no accent color. This is basic. It's as versatile as it gets. And I think this is the one that most watch collectors will gravitate towards, at least the majority. There will be some that really love either the larger or the smaller options, but I think this one is probably the most universal option out there. But the price is a significant jump from the prior two. This retails for $49.75, so just under $5,000. I still think it's a great value, but once Tudor crosses that $5,000 price segment, it's not going to feel as much of a steal, and I definitely think those days are coming soon. I think those price increases will happen sooner than later. Lastly, let's take a look at the Black Bay 68. This is Tudor's latest addition to the Black Bay lineup. It's the largest watch here. It's the largest steel Black Bay at a little under 43 millimeters in case diameter. It's 42.6, and it's also the most expensive option here at $100 more than the 41. But it also has that Meta certified MT movement. It also has the T-Fit clasp, and it is the only Black Bay diver offered on a basic tapering oyster bracelets. All the other oyster style bracelets have the faux rivet style. They have the step taper, which honestly, I don't really like that much. I get that it strengthens the vintage vibe or aesthetic that they're going for, but I far prefer this normal taper with screw style pins. I think it looks better, and I don't think it takes away from the homage aspect that these watches really rely on. Now, I think it's completely possible to pay tribute to older Rolex and Tudor Submariners without doing a fake rivet bracelet design, and I wish the other models had this style of bracelet as an option. Though, to be fair, the Black Bay 41 has a 5-link bracelet option, which is my personal favorite, and I hope that 5-link goes to the 54, goes to the the 58. There's a lot of numbers here to keep track of. And then it goes to this 68. And the 68, where this name gets its designation, is in 1968. Tudor first did the Snowflake Hour hand design, which is one of my favorite hand designs. So they use that name here they use that year here for this reference name. Now, the 68 is a great addition on the lineup for those of us who like 42 millimeter plus size divers. And I think this one, despite it not being the most popular, it's the most at-home feeling watch on my 7.25-inch wrist. And I'm glad this size is offered to us, just as I'm glad Tudor offers the 54 for those who like sub 40 millimeter sport watches. Now, this one has a very striking blue dial. It's a royal, eye-catching blue that really pops in some angles, and I really like that. The markers appear to be the same dimension as those found in the 41, but because they're placed in a larger watch, they look visually smaller, even though I think nominally they're the same. And consequently, the text, the markers, they appear smaller or more spread out, and I really like that look. Because of this wider case and the same height as the 41. This 68 looks and feels thinner on the wrist than the 41, and I think that's a positive thing. Nominally, the mid case is a little thinner too, but really not by much. This is 11.8 millimeters tall versus 12.1 millimeters tall on the 41. Now, I think this one is for the collector who loves modern sport sizes or who loves the standard non-rivet bracelet. And again, hopefully Tudor expands upon color and bracelet and strap options for this larger size. Now, which one is best? Which one should you buy? Honestly, I can only answer that for myself. I like the look of the 41 most. About a year and a half ago, I bought the burgundy bezel 41 on the 5-link bracelet. Really love that piece, but I also like the feel of the 43 most on my wrist. So if I had to rank them for myself in terms of how much I like them, I'd go 43, then 41, then 54, and lastly 58. But I think all of them are awesome. All of them are solid buys, and all of them will be the favorite of some type of watch collector. In that regard, I hope you found this side by side helpful. Let me know if you have specific questions. And if you're shopping Tudor, definitely reach out to Exquisite Timepieces. Videos like this would definitely not be possible without them. They've been a big supporter of my channel for many years, and I bought from them personally many times. Like this video if you got something from it. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. Thanks.